Since the mid-1960s, Aston Martin has applied the word volante to various convertibles like Spider. It's a name taken from the world of the horse-drawn carriage. You might find that in both Italian and Spanish it translates as steering wheel, so this is the DBZ Super Light steering wheel. Could be worse, but it's a bit on. Thankfully that's just the translation of volante as a noun. As an adjective it means flying. DBZ Super Light, flying much better. Chief amongst them being obviously that we now have a fabric roof and all the mechanism back here, and that adds 100 kilos to the overall weights, taking dry weight up to 1863 kilos. The upside is that actually has improved the weight distribution with that added weight over the rear. They've obviously retuned the rear suspension as well, so the spring rates and differences will gone up just a little bit from, though as I say, exactly the same, so overall downforce has been compromised, but only a fraction, just 3 kilos of downforce last, which is pretty impressive in terms of design, while they worked extremely hard because of the repackaging that's gone underneath to keep these rear haunches as sculptural as they were before. That is certainly been achieved. She looks absolutely fantastic. The most impressive performance stat about this fall and all the little do not see 100 miles an hour in just 6.7 seconds for the twistiest pieces of road in Europe is just as known straights at all. In case you're wondering, these serpentine roads are in an area of Spain called the Prades Mountains, just inland from the coastal city of Tarragona. Barcelona almost empty and beautifully surfaced. Insert place and dream of driving. Before we get to the misty aggressive, there are a few other. There's been a change to the brake booster calibration just to make them slightly less grabby, cause a few people have complained about that in the coupe, so you feel good now. We got huge carbon stuffers on the car, 410mm diameter discs on the front. You feel that shake and shudder, and the answer is well, yes, you can feel the obviously. It doesn't feel like it's effective precision around the car at all. So in terms of torsion stiffness, this is 22 kilonewtons, but I don't think it's something that you're really going to worry about. To say it doesn't seem to impact upon how the car feels in terms of precision running away. It feels like sporting both dampers and the calibration of the engine, gearbox and exhaust feels like the one to have. Score plus possibly. It's gruff and basic for hourly in a way that something like the V12 in a Ferrari get the most out of it. Ferrari doesn't do a drop-top version of the 812 Superfast unless you include the limited edition SP1 and SP2, perhaps the only true rival to the £247,500 Volante is something like the McLaren 720S Spider, which certainly has the performance but also has a surprising level of GT-like usability and comfort. However, as a convertible, the Aston still has its fellow Brit-lick because with its buttresses and low seating position, the McLaren feels more like a Targa than a true convertible, whereas the DBZ really does give you that unencumbered open-top feeling. With interior, it's a nice place to be. It is feeling a little bit old already, but the lashings of optional carbon fiber have got in here. Things like the steering wheel and the paddles do lift it a bit. Talking of the paddles, gearbox they control is still a set of 8-speed, and it's fair to say it is not quite as sharp as the design of the pedals. It mostly does a very decent job, but it lacks the crispness of visual clutch, and you learn that it's often better to hold old gear and lean on the torque, but somehow that fits with how the DBZ wants to be driven in general. It only has the performance in a straight line. All that huge certainly means the straight line performance between the corners is pretty at Super GT, perhaps with the emphasis slightly more than GT, and taking the roof off you can fit